For rock and roll, Jimi Hendrix burned out, okay? Bang, he was gone. Kurt Cobain, bang, gone. Buddy Holly, bang, gone. Great Richie Valens, bang, gone. They went at their peak. And that's the way everybody remembers them. And that's what rock and roll is all about, that edge, the peak, the thing. So you look at that and you go, well, maybe it is better to just burn out than it is to fade away for rock and roll.
Right. This is a Neil Young pre-decade ranking. I did try and print this out, but the printer didn't work, so we're stuck with the mobile. This is just the premise. This is not an academic essay, and it's very tonal because I see a lot of people on YouTube, and they're always trying to be. They've got too many ideas, and they're good for. So what I'm talking about. They need to shut up. It's not good enough. It's like, just shut up, bro. These big words, they're not going anywhere. All right. Do not dissect this for its quality or anything like that because I just don't care. Right, this is a Neil Young pre-decade ranking, essentially. I'm going to count down from worst to best. So by decade, actually, yeah, hold up. If you couldn't tell by the title, I don't know if you can see this. He made a compilation album, a 3 LP, of his first 10 years, which were incredible. So that's actually how keep this here like that. So each album will get a fave track, so I don't want to be too negative because it's all great. So that's the premise of the video, really. Let me start. So at number 8, I got Time Fades Away. I don't really count this one, but technically it is in the time, and it was released officially. So I don't think any of the tracks are actually on it, and probably for good reason because it's pretty awful. No, it's not. I'm joking. Yeah, I don't really count it, but on Spotify it's there. So that's how I'm gonna rank this. And that leads me actually on to the fact that a lot of stuff isn't even on Spotify. So that definitely counts for the next bit. Anyway, this is one of the ones that came after Harvest, which, if you don't know anything about it, was a bit difficult because he didn't know what to do because of all the popularity. Because he's a humble king. There's plenty of decent tracks on it, but none of them stand out. So I'm just gonna whack that one at 8. And it was recorded with the Stray Gators live. I don't know who they are, and I don't want to, so let that be known. You should go and listen to my favorite track from this one is the this is so forgettable. I actually can't even remember what it was. So let me Journey Through the Past. Very palatable, quite sweet, very good. Right, I want to move on from this one. I hate it. Right. Second one, Zuma. I might be walking myself into a firing line here. I'm pretty positive that Neil Young fans love Zuma. I don't. Most of the songs that are good on it aren't even on Spotify. It was a 2 LP when it was released, and he doesn't like putting stuff on digital. So arguably his best song is on Zuma. Well, on Wikipedia it says so. I don't own it because I'm not a nerd. But Powderfinger, probably his best song, is on Rust Never Sleeps on Spotify. But I believe there's a proper studio version on Zuma, but it's not on Spotify, which is insane. So that would have boosted it up a lot. But to me, it's just a bunch of overindulgent, like, instrumentals. It says a lot about, maybe there's a truth to After Harvest, because this is not it. Just nothing screams to me at all in this one. I just think it's a bit boring. My neighbour's looking at me again. Get alive. I don't understand that. Anyway, much like Time Fades Away, not much I revisit. There's a couple on Decade, but each to their own. Cortez the Killer is the pick for that one. I like that one a lot, to be fair. So it's not that bad. None of these are that bad. Now we're getting on to the self-titled, which is the 6th pick. These 3 are the ones I'm not too crazy about. Because, listen, right, I think it's all fantastic, okay? I wouldn't be making this video if it wasn't for that. This is amazing. All of them before that's amazing. But these 3 I just don't really listen to that much, so that's important as well. It's here above them, though, however, for the small collection of songs and the fact that At Large, as an album, is very listenable. So, can't be too harsh on it. I still listen to some of them a lot. But it's not quite on the same wavelength as the last 5 are. It's just not quite got that edge. But, you know, the good for the bad, so whatever people say, something like that. So, there we go. Um, it still carries this kind of sexy, bulky, uplifting, introspective tone that the rest does. It's got that jive, that Neil Young jive, especially in the following album. So, you know, you can't be too harsh on the self-titled one. The Loner was one of the first songs I listened to properly when I started to like do the full listen through because always been my dad always put me on, but the Loner was definitely the one. There's a few others on there. Old Laughing Lady, classics. What Did You Do to My Life? Very good. The point is, it just needed a little something more, but I don't think he really cared because obviously he'd done work and it was just an album to get himself out there. So it does what it says on the tin. But the way I'd analyse this is Led Zeppelin 1. It's not perfect. The same way that this one isn't perfect, but What to Follow is perfect. So that's how I'd categorise this one. Right, next one. Harvest. My instinct always tells me to not like the most popular stuff, but if we're being real, sometimes it is just that good. And Harvest is one of them. Not quite the upper echelon, don't get me wrong, but the Harvest, pretty damn good. It's definitely the most accessible, and I think to this day it's still one of the highest selling records of all time, so that must say something, you know. So, despite its appeal, obviously fantastic, but doesn't have the same range that the others do, perhaps. But that's just me, so this is an opinion. It is scalp to heel, very entertaining though. So that's going for it as well. I just have no idea how he made it so super palatable for everyone, and the ability to make a song about a dying heroin addict, a pop song on a pop record that sold well. Props to him for that one. I don't know how he pulled that one off. It's just good. Like, you're kidding yourself if you don't think it's good. My favourite from this is probably, without a doubt, Old Man. Been listening to that for ages and will ever. My kids will listen to that song, if I can manage that. A quick caveat. These top four are insanely hard to categorise. I consider them all 10 out of 10. So, even a single second from all of these blows something inside. So, that's art. That's power. That's Neil Young's power. Anyway, number 4. After the Gold Rush. It pains me to categorise these for, again, I'll say that. But it has to be done for the sake of the video. So After the Gold Rush is what Harvest could never be. For better or for worse words. It just has that level of depth that Harvest doesn't. Whether it's like compromising itself with, you know, short ballads to, you know, wider stuff. I mean, what other album could have a 90s dance group turn it into a #1 hit? So it seems that Only Love Could Break My Heart. Another one, this one in particular, sometimes I'll be alone and I'll just start singing Cripple Creek Ferry. And that's the shortest song on there. It's more of an interlude than anything, or an outro. But it's just a super well disciplined piece of work. I'm a big fan. The best track on there, Only Love Can Break My Heart. Emotional. Number 3. On the Beach. I was listening to this the other day, and about halfway through, my parents came in, or specifically my dad, and it reminded me why Neil Young is so good, because not just on a nostalgic level, but on an artistic level, I hate saying that, on an artistic level, he reaches generations just down to his timeless style of music. It reflects everything. It's not just about that kind of 70s rock and roll. It's about life, so that reminded me. And there's a cinema to this one that just, it's incredible. When he says Doom Boogie's coming down the mountain and I shot your dog, it's like, that's just like, it sounds like I'm inside of a Cormac McCarthy novel. It's just insane. I don't know anything else that does that. And the fact that before that, there's melancholy ones. You know, it's like how does he mesh those genres in so well? Walk On, melancholy, boom. Cormac McCarthy, dystopia. Splendid. It's gritty and obscure, well put together, but also introspective, all cohesive. It's unreal. I just don't know. Like, it's mesmerising work. Very interesting. Best track overall, Walk On. Can't beat the intro. Bam. Right. 2. Tonight's the night. Never should you think about a song on this one without the rest in mind. It almost feels accidental, but I don't want to say it's accidental because my king. It's a wash of like its sorrow drunkenness. I did a little research on this one when I first listened to it, because I was like, in fact, I did all of them. All honesty, because I'm a bit of a nerd, but it's derived from a lot of pain and loss. I do believe, well, there was lots of heroin knocking around, and a lot of the stories come from someone they hung around with that died. So you can understand, you can hear that in every note, every word spoken. Very sad stuff. But I'm pretty sure they recorded this in a truck and they were being losers. But good losers, because Dip ended up well. So it's very choppy and loose, but that's part of the genius of it, in my opinion. It's relaxed, but just beautifully so. You can hear the crackles in his voice. It's like a live album. It's very bootleg, but something keeps its head above the water compared to the other ones. Just gives off the best emotional feelings. Incredible. Best track, Mellow My Mind. Oh baby, can you mellow my mind? Right. Number one. Everybody knows this is nowhere. Dare I say anymore? There's a moment that you can't go back from when you listen to this. I could be in a do you mind? It's not out yet. Oh right, really? Can you close my door, please? Cheers. I could be hurtling into oncoming traffic with this song playing, and I would commit to the bit for the sake of how cool it would sound. That goes for a lot. There's not much stuff that can do that. Down by the river. Guitar solos. Just playing in the background. Cosmic. Sometimes you don't need a friend passing to make the best stuff. Okay, this is raw talent, you know? That's what it is. It's just him and a band doing the best they can, and it comes off incredible. Never has 9 or 10 minutes gone so quick than listening to that. It is just... Tom York doesn't like guitar solos. I'll listen to Tom York. But this isn't a guitar solo thing. Down by the river, and Cowgirls in the Sand, they're dancing. Those things are dancing. That's not a guitar solo, that's music, so... You know... I don't want to say any more. I don't want to ruin the nuance of it. Go and listen. Everybody knows this is nowhere. That's what the album is. Just pure quality. Outro. There we go. I did the best to categorize them as much as I can. Is there much more to say? No, there isn't. I hope my internet can handle uploading this, and I put everything into this. This is my last... I'm broke. Make it worth it. Wah!